This is AiToSeigiNoSenshi, a Sailor Moon podcast.
Hi, I'm Sheree Von Delirious. You can follow me on Facebook at Sheree Von Delirious, in all one word, and on Twitter at C Von Delirious. CVONDILARIZC.
I am Faendina. You can follow me on Facebook. That's FAENDINA, or Twitter at Faendina Cosplay.
Our podcast website for AiToSeigiNoSenshi is on Weebly at AiToSeigiNoSenshi.weebly.com.
Or you can email us at AiToSeigiNoSenshi@gmail.com.
And what we are going to be talking about tonight is what we want to see from the Dream arc in Sailor Moon Crystal, and also some information on the upcoming Sailor Moon musicals. So we're going to start with what everyone would love to talk about is the Dream arc. So, what do we actually want to see in this next story arc from Sailor Moon Crystal? What do we want to see from the manga? What do we want to see the moments from the classic anime that we did love? What do we want to see as fans? And I know one of the things I want to see, which is actually probably one of the more minor things, is I want to see the humanoid forms of Phoebos and Deimos, Ray's ravens, her crows. Because I think it's really interesting to get, because it gives more life to the animals. It gives more personality, because they've always had that sense that they were more than just birds, like Artemis and Luna, but you never really got to see anything about it. So, but that's a more minor, and I brought it up first because it kind of happens earlier in the manga, these acts, if you're looking into the manga, it starts on about or around Act 39, according to what we were looking at on Miss Dream. And I know there's something that Faendina really, really wants to see, and I do too, but I'm going to let her say it.
We're talking about the AiToSeigiNoSenshi, right?
Yeah, of course.
I don't like the AiToSeigiNoSenshi. I just scared my cat.
I bet you did.
AiToSeigiNoSenshi. I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't lie to our listeners.
I totally don't cosplay Michiru very often.
Like I said, come on. You want to talk about it.
Well, I mean, and they did, and they set it up in the last episode of Crystal, to where Michiru handed her the mirror, and she gets to see them, and they're going to be there.
Yeah, she handed Chibiusa the mirror, and that's one of the pieces that was there in the manga that didn't take place in the classic anime. It didn't leave that door open for the AiToSeigiNoSenshi to return.
And I really think when the classic anime did that, they kind of shot themselves in the foot. I don't know if they weren't expecting Saturn to be in Stars at all. Just because, yes, I'm going to go to your father because we didn't kill your father. Or he wasn't already dead. And I'm going to take him from him. Or, yeah.
Right. To take and leave Hotaru with Tomo, with her father, and then to have to, when it came to the Stars arc, for Pluto to have to go back and say, alright, I'm taking her now. Yeah, that kind of is a crap move. But, like you said, they may not have really anticipated what was going to happen with Stars, or what they were going to do with Stars. I don't know.
Because she was right in the manga as the series was going.
Yeah. So
that's why R got so weird with the way they did that.
Yeah. But so I think it's better the way that Crystal did it, the way that the manga did it, where the AiToSeigiNoSenshi simply kept Hotaru to raise her.
Well, there was no one else to take her because he was dead.
Right.
Even as the form that he was there, it wasn't him.
Yeah. Yeah, he was gone already, and there was no one else, but even no one else, they chose to take her and raise her. And I think that was probably the better choice.
Right.
And to do that story. And then, of course, you get to see them living their life with her. Little bits and pieces until they get to reappear to the other Senshi.
And it is so adorable.
I know. They get a moment.
I'm not excited at all.
You are very excited. I'm very excited. You get to see them have a moment of peace.
Like a family.
Right. They get to be a family, and no matter how quote-unquote unconventional the family is, they still get to be a family, and it's amazing.
Well, I mean, even poor Hotaru, and I mean, she still doesn't get it just because she grows up so fast.
Yeah,
but
she does.
Even as she was before she was awoken to Sailor Saturn, she didn't have a life. Not like a regular person. She has more of a life this way than she did going through all those experiments that Tomo did.
Yeah. Yeah, she gets to have a life. She gets to have parents who love and care about her. And she calls them all parental names. You know, it's not just Michiru, Setsuna, and Haruka. It's Michiru Mama, Setsuna Mama, Haruka Papa.
And Haruka Papa.
Yes. And they all make the promise to love and care for her and raise her together. And they go as far as to seal it with those promise rings. So.
Which excites me a lot more than it should, because it's not really, but still it excites me.
It excites you because you put it in your Haruka Michiru OTP box of look, they're wearing promise rings.
Oh, come on. Even one of the musical actresses came out and said that they're going to get married. Not the actresses themselves, but Neptune and Uranus. I just want to make sure that's clear.
Which is exciting, and I'm not...
They're not in costume?
And I'm not saying that they shouldn't get married. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that when it was originally written in the manga, it didn't mean exactly what all of the mature Haruka shipper OTP people would like to believe it meant.
You mean the sane people?
That's debatable.
On her, not anyone that's listening. That's a dig on her. Just
that.
I love her.
That's debatable.
I love Shuri. I love her.
You just love to pick on me because I force you. Because I force you to think outside of your box.
I can think outside of the box with most people, but they are... Okay, this is another... This is a topic for another podcast.
It is.
But they are devoted to each other.
They are, but they are also devoted to what they do for Hotaru. They are devoted to being a team. They're devoted to being a family. And they don't leave Setsuna out in the cold at that. Which I also think that needs to be acknowledged. It's not just the lowly guardian of time all by herself. So I think if you put them in that box of it means this versus it means that, then you're putting Setsuna out in the cold by herself.
No, I'm not. I love the fact, and I have. Okay, I can. I'm not going to say it here because it's a totally different thing, but I will tell you this later. But no, anything that, even in fan fiction that I write, if it takes place in the 20th century, they're all living in the house. Pluto's living in the house. She's not with them, like some people like to write. She's not with them. She's usually, I might ship her with the Starlight, but I might. Maybe. I could see him.
Uh-huh.
But, I mean, she's always there. She's not, she's not... Okay, there was that one fanfic I wrote where she was just babysitter. But...
But, yes, I like to see that she's part of their family. That she matters.
And I think... And I don't think my view takes away from there. Anyway. I could talk about the Outers forever.
You could.
So, what just set me up.
But going back to the mirror and going back to Chibiusa, let's get back on track and stop chasing rabbits. The story, you get to see, you have Chibiusa who has the mirror, and she gets to see the outer senshi, and you kind of get that foreshadowing that they're going to come back, which is awesome, and I would love to see that.
Well, even the other, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but even the other senshi, as you're reading through it, they talk about the Outers and wonder how they're doing, and saying that we miss them and that we need them.
Right, and then poor Minako has her crisis of confidence because she feels like she's a bad leader because everyone wants the Outers back. And it's not that she doesn't miss them, but it makes her feel like she's not a good enough leader. But another thing I want to see, and this is one thing they did do in both the anime and the manga. And it's because it's too funny. I want to see Chibiusa and the Usagi switching bodies phenomenon. I want to see where it's like, oh my god, Chibiusa is all grown up, and Usagi is the little. She's chibi.
Okay.
She's little.
Can I just say something?
Yes.
She tried kissing Mamoru when she's little. That was a little creepy.
Yes, but the whole thing, it has that Freaky Friday feel, and it's funny. It's one of those lighthearted pieces that I don't want to get lost.
All I'm saying is a little creepy. I don't know what's creepier, that or Chibiusa falling in love with Pegasus instead of Helios.
Which is one of the things we want to see in Crystal to do it better with the relation, with that crush romantic piece centered on Helios in his humanoid form versus Helios in his Pegasus form. Because Helios in his humanoid form, that is cute. I totally ship the two of them together. But not Helios as a horse, as a Pegasus. That I don't ship that. I ship them together as both humanoid beings.
It was just weird to me how they kind of, because it was always, even when she realized, whenever, she found out that Helios was actually not a horse, it was still Pegasus, Pegasus, Pegasus.
Yeah. No, it was still, absolutely, it was still all about the horse, all about Helios as a Pegasus versus Helios as, a person. And I want to see it the other way.
Now, I would love to have Helios as a Pegasus for a pet. That's just me. That's just me.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. That'd be one way to get to work every day.
No one would mess with you.
Right. I'd be like, kids, I'm gonna get my Pegasus. But I want to see that. I want to see continuing kind of on that Chibiusa theme, is I want to see Chibiusa's Senshi represented properly. The Amazon Quartet, I want to see them represented properly. It's not just the Amazon Quartet. It's not just, girls
that we found in the Amazon and let's just bring them in.
Right. I want to see them as they were awakened early and they're her Senshi, and getting acknowledged as that, and then being able to go to the 30th century and join her since they were already awakened. So, I want to see that. I want to see Sailor series, Sailor Palace. I want to see them as sailors, not just as the Amazon Quartet.
I hear those names and I get old musical songs stuck in my head.
I bet.
I'll sing it for you later.
Okay, you do that.